My name is Davetta Cook Lee, and I am an attorney here in Mississippi. I serve as the executive director of the Access to Justice Commission, which is created by the Supreme Court of Mississippi to ensure that we provide justice for all.
My name is Johnathan Lee, and I run a small business here called Mississippi Products Incorporated. And what we really want to know is, can we kick it?
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Kick it.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
My mother tells a story that when I was a little girl, I said I wanted to be a lawyer, a doctor, and Miss America. And throughout my years, I think I kind of experimented with each of those things. I was actually pre-dental when I was in college. I decided I was going to be a dentist, not quite a doctor, but a dentist. And later decided I was going to, change courses and go to law school. I've always been passionate about politics and government and just really understanding the way those systems affect our everyday lives. So it's no surprise that I work in an area that's more in line with public policy than it is with courtroom, because I'm more of a mediator, let's all come together kind of person and really solve those big challenges.
I grew up here in Jackson, Mississippi, and my family has always had some type of business holding. We've been involved in several businesses, and interestingly enough, I decided at an early age that I wanted nothing to do with them. I wanted to go and do my own thing. So I went to college, graduated from college, and decided that I wanted to teach at a university and one day be a college president. Well, as luck would have it, I started down that path, and unfortunately, my father passed away unexpectedly, and I ended up here in Jackson running our family business.
In high school, I felt as though my family expected higher expectations of me than that of my peers, and that was a bit of a challenge. Sometimes you kind of find yourself at odds with doing what you're supposed to do and what's expected versus what your friends are doing.
I can remember a situation in high school, actually my senior year, where I had been identified as a finalist for this special award that my school gave. And, really kind of thought I had it in the bag, But turned out that day at class day, I did not get the award. Didn't think much about it, wasn't that upset about it, but later on I found out that day from one of my teachers that I had actually been voted the award, but one of the administrators at the time just thought I wasn't deserving of it. Nothing that I had done, but more or less, personal reasons. And I had a hard time with that. So I found myself trying to turn that around into a positive. How can I prove to this guy that, Johnathan Lee is going to make something out of himself? And so I went to college with that chip on my shoulder, that I was going to show this guy that I could do anything I wanted to do, and I was deserving of everything I'd worked for. When I went home and told my dad did nothing about it. I couldn't believe it, Here I am, should have been a recipient of this award. And but the lesson there was that, sometimes there are things that we work hard for that we may deserve that don't materialize. And I have found that from time to time, that life isn't fair. And I took more from that than I think I could have ever taken from the award. In fact, those kinds of lessons resonate, now, as a small business owner, a guy who's out there, making payroll. Sometimes there are situations that arise that just aren't fair, and you have to work through them. You can't let them all pile up. You just push them to the side and go to the next thing.
Children rise to the level of expectation that's set for them. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of our children don't have communities that are setting high expectations for them. And I challenge these kids to really set expectations for yourself. Find a role model, find a mentor. It doesn't even have to be someone that you personally know. It can be someone that you've seen on television or that you've read about in a newspaper. Write them a letter. Tell them that you're curious to learn more about their life. Google them. You can find lots of information about lots of people to find out exactly how they got there. Because most people, there's no secret. They just persevered. And now I'm from a small town in rural East Texas, and what I could see around me versus what was available in this world, two different things. And I just really encourage them to read more, explore the world through books, through the internet. Just realize that there is a big world out there, and you can be a part of it. Being a lawyer, it requires you to go to finish college, go to law school, pass the bar. It's not like being an NBA player where only a few people can achieve this. You can be a lawyer. You have to finish college, finish law school, and pass the bar. There's a system that's already set up for you.
Everybody has a role to play. Despite your circumstance, whether you're black or white, rich or poor, everyone has a role to play, and it's easily done. I found that lots of times it's more about sticking it out, and doing your best. You may not be an A student, you may be a B student, you may be a strong C student, but at the end of the day, keep at it, see it through, do what you say you're going to do, and try your best. I guarantee you'll prevail.
As Johnathan said, it's not about who finishes first all the time. It's just about finishing the race. So set your course and finish the race.
School is one of those things that you just have to get through. And I really believe if you're trying your best, it's easily done. But I have found the difference between people who are successful and people who aren't are just simply, completing the task and doing your best.
I encourage you to look outside of your world. Everyone in your community may have the same downtrodden experience, but that doesn't have to be your experience.
You have to really dig deep and find whatever it is within you that makes yourself tick, whatever it is that motivates you to get out of bed in the morning, and you've got to focus that on some type of skill or some type of goal that you want to set for yourself.
So it's not going to automatically happen when you're 14 or when you're 13 or 12. Sometimes it takes some of us a little bit longer to figure out exactly who we are and to become comfortable with ourselves.
Make it happen for yourself. Don't just stop short because of the circumstance or the situation. When life gives you a brick wall, make a right turn. There is honor in work. But in order to have work, you gotta have a high school diploma or a GED.
And there's honor in education. Like a lot of the clients that we deal with, I just encourage them to, don't just sign something that I give you. Read this. Let's go over it line by line to make sure that you understand. And you'd be surprised at how many people don't understand just basic terms. And you don't want to find yourself in life stifled with making good decisions or making poor decisions because you just did not know how to read. Just basic skills are important. And I encourage people to finish high school. Don't even get the GED, finish high school. Go ahead and get the diploma so then you can prepare yourself for the next step. The first step is that high school diploma, and from there, from there, it opens so many doors for the next step, and we have to keep going. We must keep going.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can.